This is V from a Canadian RVer. Today what I want to talk about is hard water and soft water, and why I'm starting right here at the water heater is this is the place, I guess, if you have hard water, that it will kind of affect it the most. Now right at the bottom here, if you have a Suburban, you have a sacrificing plate or a rod that goes right in there, and you can see where I've actually replaced this one. It's quite new. For the first part of the season, we were in an RV park that had water that was coming out of a well. And of course the well had a lot of minerals in it, from lime to various other hard metals. And what I had to do was to come up with a method to help out the hot water system and also all the full plumbing system on the RV. So I'll show you what I came up with. So what I use for softening my water, it's a Watts model 1000 parts per million, as they say. But what I've done is I've actually wrapped it up in a metal bubble wrap, because it could get hot if it's sitting in the direct sun. And you can see where it's all fiberglass, the resin inside. And the way it starts is, of course, I bring the water in off the spigot, and comes back in here from the side. It goes in right here, and it goes through the resin. Right here, what we put in is we put in a table salt, which is a pound of table salt, and of course it goes through the resin and comes back out here. Now, of course, in this orientation, it just goes off and goes on into the water system of the coach. But to recharge this unit, what I do is, of course, I'll turn this valve off. That's the wide valve here, and of course turn this one off. This is always off. And then I'll take this part off here and pour in 1 pound of ionized table salt, and of course it goes down into the chamber here. We'll put this back on, and how you regenerate it is, what you do is, of course, you close the main line out and you turn on this little part here, and as you can see, it's got some kind of a little small fitting there inside it, and what it does is just kind of pour out a little bit of water and allowing the resin inside to regenerate from the salt. So again, this is the Watts water softener. We've had great success with it, and I'll show you how I check the water inside. So again, a Watts water softener. What I use to check my water hardness is a product called Soft Check. It came with the Watts water softener, and it actually tests water quality test strips of total hardness. Now you get the strips inside, and on the side here what you get is a color code to tell you where your water, or how hard it is, or how many particles are in the water. And you start off, I get a glass of water, I'll put the test strip in, shake it around a little bit, get the excess off, and then I'll come over here and just then come up and check it to the hardness. So you can see where I'm probably about there, I guess, is the closest match. And that tells me that there's 50 parts per million, and the value is, again, 3. So what they recommend is between 3 and 7. That you can see where the water's getting hard here, and of course this way it's very hard, and of course down here it's very soft. So when I recharge it, usually it comes down to about here, or 1.5. maybe 25 parts per million, which is quite acceptable in this area. But once it gets up to the 50 to the 120 parts per million, what I like to do is I'll go back out and recharge it with a pound of iodized salt, table salt. So that's the way we check our water. We found great results with the Watts water softener. It actually keeps the whole coach under control with hardness of the water. And where we really noticed it, of course, is in our kettle when we boil it for tea and coffee, that the element is, there's no debris or anything in the element. This is V from a Canadian RVer.